So every now and then, a heckling fan can really get under the skin of a professional athlete. So much so that the players can react in some very over-the-top ways, like Ron Artest in this fan, or Kyle Lowry in this fan, or Ron Artest in this fan, or Ron Artest in this fan. But with fans no longer in stadiums, all that fighting has to go online. So in the case of podcaster Z the Creator versus the Brooklyn Nets' Kevin Durant, I present you the case of when heckling a basketball star turns into them sliding into your girlfriend's DMs. So let's break down the series of events here. Z the Creator talks trash about Kevin Durant on the little-known podcast, The Late Night Lake Show. In response, Kevin Durant's associate attempts to get Z's information to send her free KD merchandise as a sort of peace offering. Z replies, "I don't want nothing from that fool," berating Durant, stating their little brother once purchased KD merchandise and she nearly kicked him out. Remarking that Durant's shoes look like boats, Durant is a beta male and she would rather be naked than wearing KD clothing. Durant in turn follows Z's girlfriend and begins liking her photos on Twitter. Z then calls out Durant online, calling Durant a weirdo, a virgin, and pointing out that her podcast really hurt his feelings. Durant then claims it was an accident. He didn't mean to follow her and like all her pictures. Z simply calls Durant an HOE. Durant then points out that Z will remember this day forever as if this was some sort of favor to her. So we have the Court of Public Opinion, we have Criminal Court, we have the Supreme Court, but most importantly, we have Decoy Court. So in the case of Z the Creator versus Kevin Durant, we judge the defendant on the plaintiff's claims that Durant is a beta male, Durant is an HOE, and is it fair game to hit on your adversary's girlfriend as revenge? But let's give this case a bit of context with some background on Durant. Durant was loved as the MVP on the Oklahoma City Thunder, but he faced his first true scrutiny after Stephen Curry and the Warriors defeated him in the playoffs, only for the next year Durant joined Steph Curry and the Warriors to win the championship. So to anyone watching this that really isn't familiar with the NBA or professional sports etiquette, so this move would be like me going to a bar with a girl that I really like, and then Steph Curry shows up and she goes home with him and leaves me at the bar. And the next night I just try to join Steph Curry's entourage, hoping to see that girl again. Not to say that you can't respect Durant's decision to join the Warriors, it's just that he's literally the embodiment of, if you can't beat him, join him. It's as if you were running your own locally sourced, handcrafted coffee shop, and then suddenly your building is owned by Starbucks, and then Starbucks offers you a job as the nighttime janitor. Not to say that Kevin Durant was the janitor for the Warriors, but if the Warriors were the Avengers, Steph Curry would be Iron Man, Klay Thompson would be Captain America, and Kevin Durant would be Spider-Man's friend that had a couple lines that no one really remembers. And I'm not even saying that professional athletes need to have some sort of loyalty to the teams they play for, the fans that love them, or the city they're in. But believe it or not, I actually really like Kevin Durant. He normalized having oddly shaped feet for people just like me. He normalized having a patchy beard for people just like me. He normalized shooting your shot no matter how awkward it makes you look when he made it very clear how much he likes Scarlett Johansson. Not to say I would have gone this particular route, but I applaud him for not only doing what can only be considered a half-court shot with a bowling ball while the kindergarten class is still playing dodgeball, but he actually owns up to this, you know? Hey, guys are thirsty, whatever. People try to shame dudes all the time for trying to get at girls, but Durant just lets you know exactly what's on his mind, like a dog at a barbecue, or anyone with this haircut, or the President of the United States of America. But on to the first charge. Can Kevin Durant be considered a beta male? This year, Kevin Durant made $38 million even though he was unable to play basketball due to injury. Which is like me getting hired at a Petco to be the day manager, then paying my entire salary even though they know I have to serve another year in a Thailand prison. Durant owns multiple supercars, parties in Vegas with celebrities, is an NBA MVP, an NBA champion, and is feared around the world. So in the case of Kevin Durant being a beta male, Decoy Court finds in favor of the defendant, not guilty. On to count 2, which was kind of the inverse. Durant is an HOE. If you Google search Kevin Durant with girls, he basically looks like a youth minister. As opposed to other MVPs like James Harden or Durant's teammates Klay Thompson, and he has never had a drama with a Kardashian. Not to say that anybody should judge an NBA player by their level of promiscuity, but in the grand scheme of things, Durant seems pretty low-key. So on the count that Kevin Durant is an HOE, Decoy Court finds in favor of the defendant, unfounded. But on the most important count, is it ever permissible to get at someone's girl to get back at them for roasting you online? So in Durant's defense, like many Americans, he's out of work. Similar to me being furloughed, sometimes your company brings back some employees but not all. Durant's likely just at home, idle, demotivated, and probably lonely. And we already know that Durant has a propensity to make up words, friends, and now excuses. Durant isn't afraid to admit when he's brazenly expressing his interest in a woman online. Why would he suddenly be scared right now? And we all know once you start interacting with something online, the algorithms attempt to show you more similar things. Possibly while watching and interacting with Z's content, Twitter decides to start showing Durant profiles that Z posts with and interacts with and images of the girlfriend, and Durant doesn't even know that they're connected. But even if he did, Durant even acknowledges that this is doing nothing but helping Z gain recognition. Z's SoundCloud only had 33 followers, with clips getting less than 1,000 listens, but the ones featuring KD get 5 to 7,000 listens. Z's regular tweets getting 0 comments and retweets with very few likes, but the tweets that involve KD pulling well over 1,000. This is the equivalency of Joe Rogan blasting the Decoy Noise podcast on his podcast to over 50 million viewers. Should I get angry, or should I immediately go make a YouTube diss track with all the new attention I'm getting? So whenever a lesser known entity is acknowledged by a bigger name, all you need to do is take that beef and make it into the next Biggie versus Tupac, Jay-Z versus Nas, 50 Cent versus the IRS. But we really need to take this to the jury of Reddit, with users saying KD is just 2 teenage girls in a trench coat, or Kevin Durant shouldn't even care about a podcast with only 600 listens, and how is this rich, wealthy, and famous guy still this insecure? While on the other side, some people love the drama. Which, to be honest, we had 3 pro KD comments all in succession. I'm willing to bet this is likely Kevin Durant posting this himself. So in the case of, is this acceptable behavior for an NBA player to be hitting on your girlfriend to get back at you? I think this is just kind of a win-win situation. You know, if Durant tries to get at your girl and she rejects him, you can always gloat about that. And if Kevin Durant tries to get at your girl and she loves it and runs off with him, you're better off knowing sooner than later. I never understood the whole, ooh, a rich famous guy got your girlfriend to cheat. It's more like, no, a rich famous guy exposed a gold digger for being a gold digger. Now I get to move on with life. So on count 3, the charges are found, not a big deal. But as always, Decoy Court is only half the story. So let me know your thoughts in the Decoy Court pond down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts about this particular topic, and possibly your suggestions or requests for future videos. The new direction of Decoy Noise is going to be 1 video a week on whatever topic I find interesting. So make sure you subscribe down below with the notifications on, so once a video goes up, you know about it and you can join the conversation right at the start. Follow me on Twitter or join the Discord channel. I'll put the links in the description. But as always, thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you next time.